peppers still. These are actually getting really big. The poppies came in. Cosmos. These peppers back here, still nada. Those two dried up. I don't know what's wrong with them. But we'll see. A couple more, so hopefully. And then I got moringa, and I moved the one that was on the edge, and I put it over here with this avocado, which I don't know if that one's gonna make it. I mean, it has new leaves, but they all keep dying. I don't know. I read that that's normal, but it's also too much salt in the water here. I don't know. And so then I put that other moringa here in this big pot, and that one should be able to stay there. Oh, and I don't know what this is, but I was saying I don't know what this is, but something else is coming up in here. And I did plant moringa seeds in here, so maybe it's another one. I don't know. Or it could be a weed, who knows, since everything got dumped and I had to clean it all up off the ground. But I'm wondering what this is too. Some kind of pumpkin, squash, something. I don't know yet. And then we've got beets, and those are getting pretty big. And a few of those small rainbow carrots that I interplanted. And then over here, I think I'm gonna start over with this lime basil. It doesn't like this growing medium, I think. It's staying too wet. I need to mix that with something and probably try that one again from seed. But the beefsteak sprouted. And then we have Armenian cucumber. As I was saying, we have Armenian cucumber, and there's 3 of those. I'll probably end up putting those out as soon as this one gets its extra leaf on top and is strong. That one needs to do it too, I think. And then those will take off, and they like the heat, so they'll last probably all through the summer. And I have another set that I just planted from seed inside, so that way as these die off, I can plant those. And then I've got holy basil, but again, it doesn't like this growing medium, so I'm gonna try something else. The basil doesn't like this growing medium at all. And this was like Epsom or something like that, I forget. But the kind that I got from Purple Cow that actually looks like it gets moss on top, the herbs seem to like that a lot more. And it's called Purple Cow. And here's the lavender that I actually got to sprout, but you can see it's green, like it's moss on top. And I watered these, I don't know, 2 days. And the Kajari melons, those are taken off. I only got 2 to sprout. I'm not sure what that is, probably a weed, because it was in that mix that got dumped during the storm. So I'm probably gonna go ahead and move those out to the big bed today. And okra just hates me. I think maybe it's too cold. I probably should have kept that in the house. And the red poppies, they're doing good. Still no passion flower. I do have one passion flower that lived through the winter, and it's outside, but it's really small. It must grow very slowly. And then I have a lot of zinnias in this mix. I'll probably move those out too. And I don't know what I'm gonna do with all these melons. I really don't have room for them, but I wanted them, so I'll probably trellis a lot of them so I can grow up instead of out. Especially these chrysanthemums. I moved the lettuce over here. That way it gets shade in the afternoon so it doesn't pull. My dill, it already went to seed, so I'll probably trim that back and use that pot for something else. Hopefully that sage flowers and I can put it in there. And then here I have blue salvia. And it's pretty, but this one got leggy because it was in the shade. I could probably cut those off, but they're still going, so I'll just leave them. They're like propped up on the sunflowers. And there's more coming up. And then I also planted some other flowers in here. I forget which kind. Calendula, I think. And the blueberries. And then that passion flower, the only one that sprouted, tiny, and has been in this container for a long time. Then I have this Burrs Lime, and yes, it's in a large 22-gallon container because I rent, so this is going with me, and then once I buy a house I'll put it in the ground, but it's small. It's got 4 limes on it. There were 5, but during the storm one got knocked off, and there was some leaf curl. I thought it was gonna die, but it looks to be coming back pretty good. I staked it up. The wind likes to blow through here a lot. And then I've got some sunflowers. What are you doing, Allie Bill? What are you doing, Allie Mally? And strawberries. Sunflowers. I did plant the loofah in here, but I really think I'm gonna dig it up because I don't want it to go into the neighbor's yard. And this little trellis. Then over here I planted lavender. Hopefully this one lives. Last time I bought a plant and planted it, it died in the heat, but I think it's because it wasn't established and didn't have its roots established. So I have this one that I bought, and then the seeds that I started that aren't big enough yet will go in a different planter. And then the ginger I replanted over here because I did get some, but it was pretty small, so I redid that. And then this basil's gonna come back. I'm gonna plant some more stuff over there. And then over here I got zinnias and tomato, some cardinal basil, another sunflower, which I'll let that grow so it'll help shade because this gets a lot of sun. Okay, so then here I have Brussels sprouts, which those will probably come out because it's too late for those. It'll probably get too hot and they won't be any good. And then I have celery right here, and this is a weed that's coming out. And then I planted a couple eggplants, but it's too cold, I guess, for them, and there's only one left. So I'll probably do a couple more inside. And then I planted this, I think it's tatsoi. It's a leafy green, does good in the heat, full of vitamin C. I did a couple little patches of those. And then I did carrots and parsnips, and the parsnips are just starting to come up. So hopefully those will be good and I can pull them, and I'm gonna interplant probably something else over here when I pull that. Here's another okra. The other one that was over here didn't make it. Zucchini, which I said I wasn't gonna do Black Beauty again because it was so slow to take off last time, but I think maybe this will be better, and I have better growing medium, and this will get more sun here, so we'll see. And then here, this is Tiger Lily. I think this is some kind of mint that reseeded itself. I'm not sure, I let it be. Petunia, I don't know if that'll come back. It lived through the winter. A couple little bulbs. Another Tiger Lily. I think this is called mallow or something. It just popped up. It's probably a weed. I do have some cilantro in here. It's small, but I started it from seed. Little sunflower. And then I repotted my crown of thorns. And over here I have spearmint plant, another blueberries tomato. I actually don't know what these are. They were in this pot when it was given to me. At first I thought maybe they were chives, but they're not. They don't smell like onions. I don't eat onions anyway, so I wouldn't trim them or use them. But I repotted this. Don't mind my mosquito bit mess. And then this is Calienchoy from last year. I don't know if it will reflower or not. I've heard that it does, and then I've heard it doesn't. So I don't know, we'll see. And then I have these little guys in here. And then over here, I have a couple bulbs. And some thyme. And then my garlic, which now that I have a bigger bed, I will definitely be planting a lot more garlic. Yeah, I'll definitely plant a lot more garlic. And then I have this hibiscus that needs to be repotted. It's not happy. Leaves are coming off. It's too small. It's meant to be in the ground, but like I said, I'm renting, so any of my plants, they go in a pot and then they'll go with me. Like this huge agave. And then over here, we have the broccoli that never did anything, I think. Or is this cauliflower? This one's cauliflower. And then I still have that Black Beauty zucchini from last year. I cut 2 out. And then this one, it's actually still alive. And don't mind my cardboard. I'm sick of this Bermuda grass, so I'm trying to smother it. And then we have these peas, which got beat up pretty bad. I did plant some more. So those are just now starting to come up, but I'll probably trim a lot of this off because a lot of it has broken or died from the wind. And we're still getting some. This one's pretty healthy. So that one will probably stay. I planted some columbine in here. I'm pretty sure these are poppies, but every time because that's what I tagged them as, but every time I try to use the plant app to take a picture of it, it says that it's wild mint. I'm like, I don't think so. And then I think that is, I don't know, it looks like the birds got in here and ripped it out, but I thought that was chamomile that I planted from seed. And then I've got this little guy already giving peas, and it's so small. And that one's the sugar daddy pea. And then these, I forget what they were called, but a lot of them are done. So I'll have to rip those out. And then here I didn't have any flowers, so I let this broccoli go ahead and flower. That way the bees would have something. And then right after I just let it go, then my sunflowers opened, and then I also went and got a couple flowers. So I moved the petunias to here because I'm going to repot that hibiscus that they were in with. And I got some snapdragons, and then I love these dianthus. They must be in the carnation family. If they're not, they really look like them, and they're really pretty. And then these are the regular dianthus, not the doubles. More snapdragons. I love that lemon color, it's so pretty. And then I planted this peppermint, but I might have to move this container because, I don't know, it doesn't seem very happy. Something's going on with it, like drying up here. I need to try not to spray the plant. Maybe that's what's the problem. I should spray around it. Oh, it smells so good. Then I also have these ranunculus. I ordered bulbs, but they still haven't sent them to me. And so I messaged them. I'm like, we're getting past the time that you can even grow ranunculus in Arizona because it's going to be too hot, and I know they don't like the heat. And so I've moved this planter a couple times now, and I'm hoping that they'll be happier here. They seem to be putting off a lot more flowers, but my main concern is I had a lot of yellowing leaves under here, and this side gets a lot of sun, so I don't know. But hopefully they'll stick around a little longer. They're so pretty. And my bird of paradise. This was given to me by a friend when I helped her move, and there were 2 in here, and the little one died, and then this one I thought was a goner for sure, but the stalk stayed green all winter. Kept watering it, kept feeding it, you know, on schedule. And then a new shoe. Okay, and then in this 25-gallon container I have nasturtium. Still haven't flowered. Chamomile that I started last year. It's very slow growing. I don't know, maybe it's getting too much shade over here. Calendula. Growing that from seed. These beautiful sunflowers. So pretty. Allie wants out. She's barking at me. I love this kind because when that one is done, there's another one. Alright, then over here we still have a bunch of lettuce, some kale, a Swiss chard, perpetual spinach, bok choy, which some of these are, this is the baby milk bok choy, so they're supposed to stay small like this, but this one's gonna flower. I'll probably have to come out here and cut some of these out. Butter crunch, And this one is going to seed. So I'll probably let it. I mean, it was good. It's a pretty color. So I'll probably collect some of those seeds so I can plant that again because it came from a mix. Okay, and then over here I have this huge 100-gallon container planter thing. And I do have a lot in here, but a lot of times the birds rip things out, so that's why I planted extra. So we'll just see what happens. These on this side are Dixon pumpkin. Yes, I know they're not 6 feet apart. And I actually don't know for sure if that's a Dixon pumpkin because these came out of one of the containers that got dumped. So we'll say our 2020 seed mix-up. And then I also have tongue of fire beans. And I planted some herbs in here that I planted from seed. And then this one, and this one, and that one are jack-o'-lantern. And then this is Stone Mountain watermelon. Okay, and then this planter is actually recycled base of a hutch that we just put the board on the front. And I'll probably plant some sweet potato vine to cover the front of that because, you know, it's not very pretty, but we saved it and it's really deep. Like, that'll work good for a planter. And I lined the bottom with wire mesh or some kind of hardware cloth, I guess. And we're gonna do butternut squash in here, which I'll thin these if the birds don't. And then more of these blueberry tomatoes. They seem to not mind the cold. I planted a lot of those. I hope they're good. And then over here, I have the ground cherry and lemon balm, which I love this for tea. It's wonderful. There's a lot of ground cherries down in here.